All right, you should be good to go.
All right, thank you, Holly, for getting that all set up. And I know it's a nice day, so a lot of folks are probably out enjoying the sunshine and outdoor activities as spring is arriving. So for those of you who haven't met me, I'm Kim Bergey. I'm the director for Raven. I'm based in the Wasilla office. And so you get to every quarter, I do these Raven-wide PAC meetings to be able to share information and to ask for input. So I'm just going to walk right through the agenda. The link to the agenda is in the chat. And then it was also sent out to your email via S'more Flyer. So if you have questions, you can find it in either location. And I'm just going to some of the things we do every single time, and I'll kind of skip and hop through those. And then if you have questions, feel free, interrupt me, and I'll leave time for questions at the end as well. So we'll just kind of start with all of the basics. The purpose and overview of the Parent Advisory Committee meeting is to be able to allow families to give recognition to what their students are doing, and to be able to recognize parents and the input you provide to be able to strengthen our program and to make it work better for homeschooling families. Additionally, the local Parent Advisory Committee meeting, they do a lot of the planning for your local office. So if you haven't been involved in your local PAC meeting, I want to encourage you to be involved there, because they do all of the planning for those local activities, the local field trips, and it's really based on what you as parents share with the local staff as to what your needs and wants are. This is part of the way that we have for parental involvement and program improvement, because we solicit feedback and ask questions and look for your input. Additionally, the link to the parent handbook is in your agenda for today. So if you haven't found that in the Brightways under the resources tab, you can access it here. Just a reminder about communication. This time of year, there's a lot of communication that goes out from each of the offices, communication around re-enrollment, communication about all of the end of year activities. And then just the standard, whatever current activities are happening, plus what they're planning for, all of the information around graduation. There's a ton of information that goes out this time of the year. So please make sure you're taking time to read those emails so that you have the most current and accurate information. Additionally, there's things on the website and on the calendars on the website. So just know in regards to the website that we have a new web platform. And so we're making changes to the website, and we've really started that work here in the last few weeks. So please be a little understanding with us if you happen to run into a page that is not working like it should be. It's because we're working on the website and trying to make things better based on the feedback that we've had from parents. Additionally, you should be getting, you should have gotten the Ravens call went out, and I put the link to that in the agenda as well. In case you missed it in your email, you should be able to click on that link and it should take you directly to it. And then be looking for regular communication from your teacher or your counselor, especially if you have a student that's going to be graduating, because they're trying to make sure that they have everything completed, all their ducks in a row, everything prepared for graduation, especially for those students that are walking in graduation. Additionally, you'll have your administrative support staff at each office, plus their family liaisons that may or may not be reaching out depending upon what things are happening in the office. So, and then we always love to have you come and visit us in the office, because we love seeing your face and your children's faces, and it really helps us to provide a better service to you if we get to know you. So that takes care of the communication piece. In here, I've listed all of the administrative assistants and their family liaisons. Right now, the Fairbanks family liaison position is currently vacant. And so we will be posting an advertisement so that we can get somebody to fill that position. So just know you've got everybody listed there for your particular office. So just know you can reach out as you need to for each one of those offices. And then looking at parent involvement opportunities, keep in mind that we have both a Raven-wide Facebook page and we have the closed Facebook pages for each site. So if you're a Facebook user, that's a great way to connect with other parents at your site. I've seen traffic on there where families will send out a notice saying, hey, I'm going to go hiking over here. Who wants to join me? And then they get together as little groups and do those types of activities with their children. So it's a great way to connect with other families. It's a great way to find out what's happening at your local office because they will post activities and things on there as well. Student activities, workshops, and field trips, those are all happening and they're scheduled by that local PAC group. So again, if you have an interest in seeing certain things or you want to weigh in as a parent based on your family's needs, find out when that is for your office. They vary. They're not all on the same day at the same time for every office. So ask your administrative support team at your office or your advisory teacher, and they should be able to get you the date and the time of those meetings so that you can attend if you wish. And help with those activities. Additionally, we are in the process of moving to a new student information system this next year. So I will be sending out a s'more flyer that gives some more details around that. And the reason I bring it up is because we're going to be offering some parent trainings and some parent workshops on that. It's a little bit more intuitive than the program we're currently using. So we want to make sure that you guys have good training ahead of time so it's easy for you to navigate. So be on the lookout for those. We'll try to make sure that we get notice out well in advance, and we'll try to make sure that we record as many of those sessions as we can, because we know we have some families that they work nights, they work swing shifts, and so their time to be able to meet with us is different, and we want to make sure that it's available 24/7 to all of the parents. That way you can use it when you need it. Program improvement and quality services. There's a link that in the agenda there, so you can at any time you can log in and give us your feedback and your suggestions, whether something was working great. If you've got a compliment, you can enter those there as well, whether it's for a staff member or an activity that happened in the office, whatever, you've got an opportunity there to give that. Program growth and development, we're going to be looking at sending out some surveys, and we'll talk a little bit more in detail about that when we get down to the spring surveys on the agenda. Because we're trying to really tailor and meet the needs of the families that are enrolled, and each year that dynamic changes just a little bit. So we use these surveys to gather feedback from you, and then we use that to make changes to the program based on the recommendations that you have for us. Additionally, we're always looking to build community partnerships. And so if there's an opportunity for that, if you let your admin know if it's something that you have a personal connection to and you want to bring that in, a great way to do that is to have that conversation with your local admin or with your advisory teacher, and they can look at that and see how we can build upon it. This is the time of year where oftentimes there's fun things for our kids to do, and sometimes they need a student ID card. And so if you have a student that does not have a student ID card yet, if you take a picture, shoulders up, and get it to your admin, they will send it to Holly, and Holly processes all of those, and she'll mail it out right back to you. Parent teacher cards, you should have gotten those already, but if you've lost yours and you need one, just ask your advisory teacher. All of our Raven offices participate in the Fred Meyers Community Rewards Program. The funding from that and box tops and whatever book fairs we do, that all goes back into your local site's student activity fund, and then they use that to buy supplies for the activities that they provide for your children. So just know that's how that is used. Student recognition. I mentioned Raven's Call already. So if you didn't get a chance to read that, you can click on the link in the agenda and be able to see that. And then really, really important, if you have a senior or even an 11th grader that's graduating early, the Raven Scholarship application is due April 1st. So if they haven't finished their application, please get them to finish it and get it sent in by that April 1st deadline. We give out 6 Raven scholarships, and these are only for Raven students, 2 $1,000 scholarships and 4 $500 scholarships. So please make sure your seniors apply for that. So we have a good applicant pool and can provide resources where it's needed. Additionally, the school board does student recognition. So sometimes you'll get a call from admin, or you'll see it in the SMORE flyer where they're requesting that you send in some recognition of your students, because we submit those to the school board to review and choose from as well. So sometimes you get a nice little package in the mail if you've nominated your student to be part of that school board recognition. And just know at our local offices, we're always happy to feature your student in our Ravens Call, and just by hanging their work in the office and showcasing it for other students and other families to see. And also we love this time of year, oftentimes kids have speeches that they have to prepare and give. We are happy to be your audience. So if they need an audience, please feel free to bring them in and let them do that presentation for us. We'll put together an audience for you. Spring surveys. This is where I want to delve in just a little bit deeper. So if you have a student that's going to be graduating this year, we have a survey for you as a family to complete. For our families that leave Raven for whatever reason, for some of them it's they're transferring military, some of them are moving out of state, so it just depends on what they're doing. We have a new exit survey that we've put together, so we'll be using that to gather some more feedback from families to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to meet the needs of our families. Additionally, if you had a student that graduated last year, we have a postgraduate survey that we'll be sending out for those students to complete, just to kind of get a feel. Did they get everything they needed, and are they well on their way to their next steps, or is there, something we could have done a little bit better or a little bit differently? And we also want to hear their success stories. So we're wanting to see, where are our graduates going? What are they doing? What kind of exciting things are they doing? So, and then additionally, in the spring, we send out a program improvement survey where we're looking to hear specifically from parents about what you think we need to make some changes to. That way we can look at those together as a team and say, can we meet this need? Is there a time? Is it going to take us time to implement it? And does it make sense based on what we're hearing program-wide? So just know we're looking to hear from you when we send out those surveys. And the information that you as parents provide is vital for keeping our program current and for making sure that it meets your needs as homeschooling parents. The parent software update, that is in reference to our new student information system that we're going to be bringing on board. And so one of the things that we'll be asking is for all of our families to get their grades done on time, please, for the May 31st grading period, because we're going to try to do the changeover in June, because that's when we have the least amount of activity. And so if we can get all the parents to have their grades done by May 31st, then that gives the staff 2 weeks to get them all reviewed and gather up any pieces from you that might be missing. And then what we'll do is we'll shut that system down for a week and a half and transfer everything. And then we should be up and running with the new system right before that July 1st date. So some of you may be getting a little antsy and wanting to do your ILPs for next school year. I'm going to ask you to hold off on that just a little bit because we're not quite ready to do those, because we don't want to do twice the work by entering them in one system and then having to enter them in the second system, because that's one of the pieces of data that we cannot electronically transfer. So if you can hold off on doing your 25-26 ILP until after May 1st, then we should be ready to be able to put that in the new system. And remember that you have to have the current school year completed before you can move forward with starting that new school year. So that'll make some things a little bit tight for some families that are always working ahead, but it's the best that we could do timeline wise. So we're trying to make it so that the system is down as little as possible and that we can electronically transfer information as much as possible, so we don't have any double data entry.
Yep.
Underneath that, yep, go ahead.
I was just going to say, they will still be allowed to place orders early and purchase curriculum early as long as they have the usual pre-approval form in place for that early purchase, correct?
That is correct.
So they don't need to worry about the fact that they're having to hold off on their ILPs to be able to do that, as long as they have the form filled out with the details of what curriculum they're wanting to purchase early, what classes it's going to relate to once they have that ILP. Then they'll be okay to go ahead and make those early purchases like usual when those spring sales are going on.
You are 100% correct, Holly.
Beautiful.
So,
I just
yeah.
wanted to make sure that was mentioned, because I know that's oftentimes what makes people antsy about getting the ILP done, is because of those early orders.
Yeah, and as long as they use that early curriculum purchase form, it won't be an issue at all.
Beautiful, thanks.
Yep. And then when we get down here under the student achievement section, I've just left in here the resources that I've been sharing with you to make sure that everybody has access to all of the current information around the Alaska Reads Act and the supporting information from the reading playbook, which has lots of strategies that parents can use to teach reading. Additionally, to the student learning resources that are available on the AK Learns website. So those are great resources that are free to parents. So if you click on those links, it'll take you there and you should be able to see them. Additionally, right at the very bottom of that page is the Alaska Performance Scholarship. They got their website. Finally, everything is up to date and current for all of the changes that were made during the last legislative session. So if you want to learn what those are, go to the website and see, because they increased dollar amounts, they changed testing requirements, they did a whole bunch of changes and updates to that. Additionally, if you have a senior and they're looking to go on to any type of schooling, doesn't matter whether it's career and technical ed school, it doesn't matter whether it's beauty school, it doesn't matter whether it's college, whatever, if they're looking to do some schooling after high school where they might need some financial support, please make sure you click on that FAFSA site and check out what they have to offer. And if you are somebody who's not super great on the computer and you need help with that, the ACPE, the Alaska Commission on Post-Secondary Education, they have some great classes that will help you, and they have people to help you make sure that you're able to complete that FAFSA form. So you can ask all the questions you need to up front and make sure you have all the information you need before you even start. So there's some really great things that they're offering there to help not only high school students, but parents of high school students. The other piece that is really important, if you have a freshman or even an 8th grader they're not real sure what they want to do when they're done with school, that 8th grade, 9th grade year is a great time to have conversation with them and use this high school planning information that's in here. It's there's a lot of career inventories and things like that to help students kind of figure out what do they like, what are they really good at, and what are the corresponding job fields that go with their own individual skills and abilities. So that's a great place to go in and take a look if you have a student that's really undecided about what they want to do. And for some kids, they struggle just to identify what are those things that they love and are really good at that could transfer to work. So that's a great place to go in and use some of those things that are free to be able to help decide what those next steps might be. For student assessment, the AK STAR test window opened this week, and I know all of the offices have been communicating out with families. So if you have a student in grades 3 through 10 that either want to take the AK STAR or the AK Science exam, look for that SMORE flyer and communicate back with your office, or just call the office and they'll help you with whatever information you need there. There's the end of the year window for the M-Class DIBELS. You hear it referred to as Amplify. It's got a lot of different names, but it's all the stuff around that K-3 Alaska Reads Act piece. So that assessment window runs from May 1st to May 15th. So if you want to get some really great information as to where your student is at with their reading skills and what their next steps might be, that is a great assessment to participate in. And it's relatively simple. The information and the reports that you get back, the teachers will go over those with you, and they're super, super helpful, especially as you're planning for next year. So keep that in mind. As far as, I'm going to skip over that strategic planning goals section, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about graduation. All of the dates for all of the offices have been posted. Information has been sent to all of the families, and we have hosted senior graduation meetings. So if you haven't had an opportunity to attend one of those, please take time to attend, whether you attend electronically or whether you attend in person. There's always great information that is made available during those meetings, so families have a full understanding of what's expected when you participate in graduation. Additionally, I know that I have a senior of my own at home, and the nicer the weather gets, the more off track he wants to be. So I want to, from one parent to another, encourage you to get them to finish strong. It means that we as parents have to pay attention a little bit more and kind of help keep them on track so they get through everything by the required deadlines. Because there's nothing worse than, backing off a little bit and having their grades drop and then they miss their mark. So sometimes we as parents have to help them watch and make sure that they don't let things slide too far. And I just want to give you a boost as parents and encourage you that, yes, it's okay to do that. Hold them up, lift them up, encourage them, and help them to finish strong for this school year. When it comes to, we just did a really strong push for re-enrollment, and I know that they were working on getting the drawings completed for the iPads and all of that, the prizes that we have for that. But I wanted to give a shout out and say thank you for your confidence in us and for choosing to re-enroll with Raven. And I also want to give you encouragement to share your story with your friends and your neighbors, especially if they're struggling as to what they might want to do as far as schooling goes next year. Sometimes parents need to hear from other parents that, yes, you can do this, and here's how you can do this. So You have a great opportunity to be an advocate in the community, and be able to help other parents who might be struggling with the question, is it time to homeschool or not? And sometimes parents are afraid to ask other parents about that. So if you think that might be the case, feel free to share your story, because we know we have a ton of great homeschooling stories within Raven. A grant update for you. We have the math and computer science grant that we've been working on the last few years. And I just want everybody to know that we are in the final year. We're hoping that we can get the no-cost extension to run it one more year, but we have not heard a final answer on that. We do have the Rising Up grant, which we've worked on, and that one will be closed out this year. This is the final year of it. So the free resources and things that we were able to provide as part of that grant, we now have to look at another mechanism to provide those. So when I send out the parent survey, that will be one of the questions in there about transitioning those free resources, because they'll most likely have to become a low-cost resource. And so part of what my thought was to ask you, what do you think is an appropriate low-cost fee for that? So just be looking for that information as part of the program improvement survey that we'll be sending out, because I need your feedback on that. That is the end of my notes, except I'm going to go back and just bring your direction to those strategic planning goals. We've really been focused on making sure our students can read, making sure that they have good math skills, making sure that our seniors are prepared for those next steps. And then the other goal that's on here is cultural infusion, because we want to make sure that our students are well connected to their family, and that they understand the culture from your perspective as the parent. So it's a great opportunity to do that, is to share about the types of food you eat, where those recipes came from in your family, what part of the world is your family from, what is your heritage, and all of those pieces. And the only people who can teach that to your children is you. So that goal sits very squarely with our parents, because you are the master of that and we are not. So we will leave that one 100% to you, and we'll support you in all these other ones. Moving forward, I know that there might be some questions, and so I want to open it up to questions. And just know, if you have a question in regards to House Bill 69, I will do my best to answer those questions, but please know that I might not have all the answers. And if I don't have an answer, I will make sure and let you know that. And with that, I'm going to stop talking and let you guys ask questions if you have any.
Hello, ma'am. I have a question.
Hi, Mary Grace. Do you go by Mary Grace or just Mary?
Just Mary Grace. It's okay. It's Mary, or it's both name anyway. So I have a senior is graduating this year, and then I need to ask a question about how many picture that I have to send it, and I have to mail it to Megan, that the picture.
So you're in the Anchorage office. I believe they need, and Stephanie, you can hop in and correct me if I'm wrong. I think
Yes.
they've got to have like 6 or so, don't they?
Oh.
For the slideshow, Mary, you can do like between 5 and I think the max is like 5. So they're trying. We have so many students, but you can pick a few to
Yes.
send to her.
And then
Because it's okay, ma'am, that I make already the video, and then the music already I pick already. Can I send to you that video and then just look at that one? It's okay, ma'am?
You can definitely, we'd love to see it. Absolutely would love to see it. I know for the ceremony, she's actually going to put a lot of it together. So it'll all be to like one kind of song. but we'd absolutely love to see it. And then Erica can reach out to you. So yes, please send that.
Okay, I don't know how many pictures that already I make it, but if
Okay.
you want to just cut it, pick you choose that one what picture that you like, and then they have the music already the same time.
I think we can screenshot. You got it. Just send it our way. I can't wait to see it.
Yes, I already make it, but I don't know how many pictures that I make it. So and then they have a music already.
Mary,
Okay,
that would be fantastic. If you send it to Stephanie and Megan, they'll be happy to help you with that. And if they have questions, if something doesn't make sense to them, they'll call you and have a conversation with you. So we are so happy to have pictures. That's always the hardest part for us, is gathering up all of those photographs. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, and I have a question. The ID, Raven ID, because my son and my daughter, go to school over there. They have no ID. They're asking me, Mama, how come we have no ID? How am I gonna do? I don't know. I didn't ask them first. That one. That's what they asking.
So Mary, if you take a picture of them from like right here up, and you send it to Stephanie, and then Stephanie will send it to Holly, and Holly will get you that ID, and she'll send it back to you in the mail, and you can get one for each student.
Yep, I make
Okay.
batches and mail them out each week. So any that I get, usually I try to mail them out by Friday, everything I've gotten throughout the week. So we can get it to you pretty quick if you just get us the picture.
Oh, it's okay, ma'am. It's just in the ID passport. They have a, picture. Is that over here? It's okay.
Yep,
That one.
just a picture. It can be whatever picture you like.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all, ma'am.
You're welcome. We're happy you were able to join us today, Mary Grace. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it's only 6 p.m. the meeting, but I see it's like 2:30. So yeah, I just will sign in already.
Well, we're happy to have you join us. And like I said earlier, we record this and we Facebook Live it so that, because we know everybody can't join us at this time. So we want them to be able to have access to it later. So Mary Kelly or Jean, did you guys have any questions for us?
About rehearsal, the graduation thing, ma'am. So I have to be there in the place that you send it, the Grace Christian's church. We have to go there to rehearsal when they walk in the graduation,
Yeah,
ma'am.
the ceremony for Anchorage office is at Grace Christian Church. You're correct.
And if you can
Okay.
be there, it'll give you a chance to ask any questions you have. So it'll give you a chance to see what to expect, and kind of practice. Are you handing out the diploma to your student?
Yeah, my daughter say she wants me to do it that one because I hang her and then, yeah,
See,
you want the parents to do that.
so it'll be good
And then
practice for you too.
Ask how many people that you can bring it in the church. They have a limit there, ma'am.
No,
People that you have to.
there's
limit.
There's no limit. So if you've got 5 family or you've got 10 family, they can all come.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, all right. And then Jean, did you have questions for us too?
No, I did not. Just everything was very informative, especially as I get one of the kiddos ready for their senior year, as a couple of you know. And thank you for the updates on the new system. So that way I don't drive Megan and Anna crazy ahead of time, because we both know that I am one of the culprits. So thank you for the update on that. I'll just keep everything on a spreadsheet until it goes live.
All right, that sounds great, Jean. And if it's okay with you, I might reach out to you to do a couple of little parent tests if you're willing to help with that.
Of course.
Okay. Mary Kelly, any questions from you?
No, I don't. Nope. Tristan's only in the second grade, and you pretty much answered any question I have.
Well, you got a long ways to go then, so
All right.
we'll get to see you often.
Right?
All right, if there aren't any more questions, then I'm gonna hang out here just for a little bit longer. Holly, I'll let you stop the recording and then we'll be good to go from there.